Hey, good morning. Lovely and sunny down under today. Kind of feels like the first day of summer. Uh, it's been quite brutal this winter. I mean, we were lucky enough to be on holiday for part of it, but the time we were on holiday, apparently the weather was lovely, and it sort of was talking 28 degrees, and I think it's about 25 degrees today. So it's nice. It's just nice to have some sun because we do get the sun, but it's been bloody freezing to be fair, and I just want to turn my electric blanket off because I've had enough of it. It's look, I'm not a winter person. I never will be. I used to be. I used to be an autumn person actually, and I kind of miss those kind of seasons here. But these days, nah, summer all the time for me. Um, just a quickie again this week. I've got a lot to do, so I won't be doing any writing for the next few weeks still at the moment. Um, we booked my 55th birthday holiday. So we had the choices of Bali and what was the other? Cambodia, Vietnam, even, and Japan. But we've actually decided to bite the bullet and go with Japan. And it's look, Japan isn't cheap. It is expensive. It's going to mean tightening our belt for a while just to get the money together in the next few months to go, and that's fine. That's what we can do that. I don't particularly have an amazing social life out here anyway, so all of our resources and money sort of gets ploughed into holidays and that type of thing. And I was going to limit it to one holiday a year, but we're going back to 2 holidays a year, which is fine. It is what it is, and we enjoy traveling. I haven't done this. This is the annoying thing, but we haven't done anything to the house. It's so bad. We bought the house, and I mean it's all livable, but it needs a new kitchen, it needs a new bathroom and toilet, etc. But we're too busy travelling, and that's our priority. And I think that's a good thing. I'm not. I mean, look, I used to be a homebody, and I would spend a fortune on doing the house up. And I know the house we bought up in north of England. We had a new kitchen put in. We did fantastic things with that house. But I guess as I've got older, my priorities have changed somewhat, and I like a clean and tidy house. But I'm not too bothered about how luxurious my kitchen is or how wonderful my bathroom is. That's not a list. That's not on my list of priorities as such. I'm quite happy to get that done later, and it will be much later. Because I assure you, because I'll be paying off Japan. So we're avoiding Tokyo, and for the simple reason, I mean, I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, I've done a lot of reading about it, and spoke to various people, and they said Tokyo is probably not worth it for the little amount you'll see because of the sheer crowds of people. You're probably better off going to somewhere like Osaka and Kyoto, where we're going. And Kyoto sort of gives the historic, the cultural side that I love, and Osaka gives the modern that Daryl loves. And it's kind of the best of both worlds. We're going to be based in Osaka, and we're going to be there for about 9 days, and we'll take the bullet train or the Shinkansen to Kyoto, and we want to go to Nara, which is where the deers are. It's like, I don't know what it is. The deers roam freely in Nara. It looks like a wonderful place. So it's something we also want to see. And there's a few other places. Now, the difference with Osaka it's a smaller city. I think it's about 2 million people. So it hasn't got the huge suburbs that Tokyo has. So if you want to go out of Tokyo, you're not going to be able to do it in that short space of time. You're literally going to be based in a city for however long you're there. But Osaka, you can get on the Shinkansen and you can get out of the city and you can see other things, which is perfect. Absolutely perfect. We're not sure how we're going to get on in Japan. Obviously, the language is going to be a barrier. We will do our best. I'm not one for learning languages. I never have been. That's a terrible thing to say. I started to learn French at school and German, etc., but that didn't end well. So my pigeon French. I can speak a tiny amount. I speak on occasion, but I don't really need to. So there's no way I'm going to learn Japanese, but I'm going to try and learn a few phrases just to get me by, which would be helpful. And it'd be nice to do that for the Japanese as well, because I know how much they appreciate people who do learn a tiny amount of the language, because that's what it needs to be, just a tiny amount, really. So Osaka's going to be an interesting one. It is a modern city. There's a lot I love about Japanese culture as much as I do Asian culture. It's a very similar thing, and I look forward to seeing the more, how can I put it, childlike side of life. I am a bit like Daryl to the extent I love all these plastic kitsch things like Hello Kitty and that type of stuff. I'm collecting buses actually, so wherever I go around the world, I collect a bus from that country. I used to have a collection of buses back in the UK, and it sounds really sad, but it's just my thing. I like public transport. It's really odd because I hate getting on public transport, but I've got this real affinity with buses. And I think it goes back to my childhood, and I used to love riding on the double-decker buses with mum. And so I've got a few of the older type London buses as well. And I still have that real close connection with it, and it kind of cheers me up as such. And, wherever I've lived since, I've never really been on a bus. We used to get the bus from Gran Alicante to Alicante in Spain, but that really was about it. And have I been on a bus here? I've been on a bus here once. We just do not go on buses, public transport. It just doesn't happen. Don't need to, really. But, it's my thing. It's what I collect. So I'm sure we will come back with loads of tat, as other people call it, and add it to our collection. Do you know what? When we die, the poor bugger who's got to sort out this house, because all of it's going to go straight in the bin. But what they do with it, I've just no idea. I've really no idea, because we're going to have to leave it all to someone, right? Do we? I don't know. But somebody's going to have to come in here and clear it all out. I know I'm waffling on about death, but when you get to like 55, you think about that type of thing. So, we're avoiding Bali. It's not, I've heard some horror stories about Bali, and I do tend to get a little bit infectious when I go on holiday, and I don't think Bali would be inherently good for me. Having said that, I'll probably go on holiday to Japan now and collect, and and get something really, really bad. But, that's just the way it is. But Japan's very clean, and the hotel we're staying in is a top-notch hotel. It costs a fortune, but I'm not prepared to rough it in some, because there are some awful places you can stay in, some without windows, and they're tiny. But Japan is very short of space, and hotel rooms are a premium. So, you just got to be careful. So anyway, it's a good hotel. It's within the district that we want to be. We're close to everything in effect, so we will go around and see all the things we want to see, and that's the main thing. It's all paid for. which is great. I've just got to save the money now for us to go and pay off some of my other, because I've taken money out of my savings to pay for it, and then I'll just put that money back over the next few months. And yeah, and I don't have debt anymore. Somebody said to me the other day, you know, the amount of traveling we do, you must have a huge amount of debt. And I'm like, well, actually no, because I get paid enough. Daryl gets paid enough. We don't have debt. We don't have credit cards. We don't need to. We use a credit card because of a points thing, and it's a traveller's credit card, but we don't have debt. This is the first time in my life that I've not had debt. And it's an amazing, amazing feeling. So whenever we go on holiday, it's fully paid for. There's no credit card or loan involved. You know, it's just not. We don't need to. And that is a really nice feeling. We are lucky, obviously, because, you know, as a gay couple, we don't have kids, so we don't have that sort of tie as such. So whatever we do for ourselves. It's inherently selfish, I know, but it's, you know, it's what keeps us together, keeps us young, keeps us doing the things we want to do, and you know that's important at our time of life. I keep thinking, because of the glaucoma diagnosis, I've got to do all these places before I go blind. Now, look, I know what you're going to say to me. You're not going to go blind if you do what you're supposed to do, and I understand that. But when you have health anxiety, it's a natural reaction. You just constantly think, well, I've got glaucoma. I potentially can go blind, and that's always in the back of my mind. So I'm like, well, I want to see Japan before that happens, etc. And it's quite a depressing vlog this week, death and blindness. There's no one saying, as I said, I'm going to go blind. I've got to follow a regime and do all the right things and lead a healthy life. And then hopefully I can avoid it for as long as possible. And I never thought I'd actually be discussing the potential of going blind on a vlog or a blog with you lot. But it's absolutely necessary because it's a diagnosis. And I know Darryl always says to me, he said, you're always looking for a diagnosis. He said, if you don't think about things, it'll be fine. But luckily this time, me getting my eyes tested regularly has paid dividends, because had I not, I would have never known. And, you know, it could have been a very different outcome. So I'm hoping for the best. I'm trying to see all the things now that I want to see. And, you know, hopefully nothing will happen in the future. How's my health anxiety? I know you're going to ask that. Health anxiety is up and down. I've kind of changed my diet since I got back. I found that when I was on holiday in Singapore and Thailand, that my IBS just went away. Now, obviously that's a lot to do with stress. I didn't have stress on holiday, but a lot of it is diet as well. I did work out through my diet app that I was having far too much fibre in my diet, which may have been causing some stomach issues. I've got a few stomach issues today, not as dramatic as they were. They are quite bad this morning, but then I was lifting boxes yesterday, so maybe I pulled something. I don't know. I just don't know. It's in that awkward part that it could be anything. So I've just got to keep an eye on it. I feel great otherwise, so you know, there's no drama with it. And everything else is fine. Job's fine, life's fine, house is fine. You know, just working hard since I've got back. And I do feel a bit tired today. I'm not starting till about 3 o'clock today, so I've got a very short shift and then a very short turnaround tomorrow morning. So I thought I'd get this out of the way to begin with and have a chat with all you lot, really. I had another message about, oh, how's Akira and Pippa? And they're doing fine as well. They're gradually getting used to each other. It's a male and a female cat, so they are at loggerheads somewhat. But you know, they're doing all right, and that's the main thing. And they have their moments where they fall deeply in love, and then they have their moments where they absolutely kill each other. So, Dad's fine. Spoken to Dad. Spoke to him last week. I think it was last week. He's all good. Daryl's mum's fine. So yeah, everything's going well in Australia. I'm still not in love with Australia, as I'm sure you're aware. That may happen in the future. It hasn't happened at the moment. And the summer, it kind of changes my mind a little bit because, you know, it gives me a spring in my step as such. I love the sun. I really do. And I've got to be careful with my eyes, obviously, but I do love the sun. And I am starting to waffle now. I was going to talk about world peace and Donald Trump, but I'll leave that for another time because I've got so much to say on that subject. So anyway, I hope you are all well yourselves. Look after yourselves, and wherever you are, enjoy the weather, and I'll speak to you soon. Ciao for now.